What up, peeps? What's
What's
going
up,
on?
y'all? What's up?
Shall
How's everybody doing?
I was like, what's up? And then just grabbed my drink before I could even finish saying
He's like,
hello.
"What's up? Let me take a drink." You know what? That made me parched just saying that.
It
Let me
really
get a drink.
did. It really did. Okay. You
You couldn't.
ready?
Wait. He was like, "What's up?"
Why was I doing that so fast?
You did. You was thirsty, girl. Okay, that's funny.
Okay, we
Yeah,
ready?
let's do it. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
It wasn't that good, but
Yeah. Well, it's so offset still. So,
yeah.
what's up,
Hey,
y'all?
what's going on?
Yes, welcome back to the Let's Make Out podcast, where we make out all things what.
Love, life, and laughter. I am one of your hosts, Gabrielle, aka Gabe, and I'm joined by my handsome husband.
Babe. Chad, aka Babe.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. So,
How
yes,
you doing, love?
I'm doing good, sweetheart. I'm doing good. I'm praying that this is the last podcast in different rooms.
Yes. Oh my goodness. If you are not watching us and you are listening, and maybe this is your first time listening, hey, thanks for checking us out.
Yes, thank you.
Chad was, I was gonna say diagnosed, but you tested positive for COVID. Uh,
On the 13th.
the 13th. Yeah.
So
The
from when
12th. Was it the 12th? You
no, I
tested
tested
on the 12th.
on. So I basically was positive on the 12th, but I didn't know until the
Yeah.
13th.
Yeah.
So I instantly went into self-isolating. The family tested. They all tested negative. Praise God.
Yes.
Um, and so I've been self-isolating since the afternoon of the 13th. And yeah, so very soon we'll hopefully get tested and find out that I'm negative.
Yes, that is the plan. Because let me tell y'all, this self isolation, woo, last week was rough. It was literally so rough for me. And I think that, for one, I'm just going to say how I feel because I think I've been kind of judging myself for
Yeah.
it being rough because then I think, well, this is what single parents have to deal with, or people do this all the time with no help and they have two kids. But it literally was like, wow, this is a lot, honestly. And it was just overwhelmed. Like it was just a feeling of overwhelmed that I don't think that I have experienced, and I just felt myself being very short with the kids and
You're short
just
all the time.
uh, first of all, I am 5'3.5". I am not that short, okay? But literally, like I just found myself just kind of on edge because for one, we hadn't taken a break yet. So there was still like footage that needed to be edited,
Yeah.
work that needed to be done. And it was just like I couldn't get a minute to catch my breath or to even have time to myself because watching the kids like every 10 minutes they need something else. And it's like as soon as you get in a good rhythm, you get interrupted. So last week was rough for me. How
Yeah.
was it for you? Like,
You know,
I feel silly saying how rough it was for me when I'm not suffering from anything, but
well, but I mean, I think that you should I think it's fine and you shouldn't judge yourself for feeling that way. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what other families or how other families have to navigate having kids, right? Because we're not them and they're not us, right?
mm-hmm.
Our family dynamic is two parents that are at home, that are able that tag team with the kids and make sure the kids are situated, and and we work together to make sure that each of us can get the workload that we need to get done and also be able to have fun as a family.
Yeah.
So when you don't have that other person there, it does make it difficult. It's not like you planned for me to go away for a week so you could, you knew it was going to
Right.
happen, right? It just
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
Work still had to get done, and it was a bit tougher. Plus, you had, you honestly had three kids because then you had to take care of, getting me food and,
That's
and
true.
you had to do things for me that normally I would never ask you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you did amazing. You kicked
Yeah.
butt, and like
Thanks, love.
you did absolutely amazing. So that was honestly the worst part for me was just being, knowing that you were working so hard,
Yeah.
knowing you can do it. I know you can do it. You're amazing. You're strong. You can do it. But that's not what, I every day try to make it easier for you,
Yeah.
so when I can't do that, or when I'm asking, like, like it, pains me to ask you for things, not because you have a problem with it, but because I don't expect you to small things like that from me.
Right.
I don't even say, hey, will you grab me you're by the fridge, will you grab me a drink? I barely ever ask something like that.
Yeah.
I just get up and get it myself. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just, so yeah, no, this last week, the roughest part for me was like, just, being away, like not being able to hold my kids. Let's keep it real, not being able to make love to my wife.
Yeah.
Look, let's make our podcast.
All right.
And, but like not being able to, like at night, Reagan, she's only 2. So she didn't, she was telling me good night. Like she wanted to give me a kiss and a hug. And so like, having your kids right there, but you can't hold them, and you can't, like that is the absolute worst symptom of being positive, with COVID-19. But at the same time, it was the right thing to do, because here's my thing, to each his own, you do your own thing, but for me, we all know that, COVID-19, it reacts differently with every person, and some people get really sick, some people don't, some people don't have any symptoms at all, right? And some people are in the middle. Well, I didn't want to find out how my kids and my wife would react if they were positive.
Yeah.
So if anyone has to have the virus in this family, then I want it to be me.
Yeah.
And I'll bear that, and we'll get through it. And so, that I'm thankful that I'm the one that had to deal with
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was a rough week, and then the anxiety of the week too, just of,
Mentally.
The mental anxiety of just, once we found out everybody was negative, then I felt so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Update, mom, nana, the people at the barbecue, like everybody is Kelly, negative. So
negative. So, which, points again to, who knows where it came from, but
right.
It's just a blessing that everybody's negative. And when I take this test, I'm going to be negative as well. So
exactly.
Yeah. So that was the roughness of the week, but,
yeah. How are you feeling? Like in terms of your symptoms and all of that?
I feel like all my symptoms are gone. I don't feel the headache, the sore throat's not there. I don't feel fatigued like I did. Now I'm not sleeping as good as I would if I was in our bed, but but I don't feel like tired throughout the day where I'm like, wanting to take a nap or falling asleep.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much gone. I've actually been, trying to keep active, doing some like air squats and some push-ups and some pull-ups, just trying to keep active and keep doing a lot of breathing. And, I think, so yeah, for me, I think that it's about time to go, test and get this negative result so I can come back in the family. So,
I know, right? It's like, Lord, please let it be negative. Please let it be negative.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer I can endure like this, man. Like we've been making it work. Like, obviously we didn't have a choice, but it's been tough. Like
it's tough when when you're in the same house with someone, and some of you have actually probably been through this, and I know you understand the struggle of being with someone but you can't be with them. And it's really rough, and not be able to hold your kids and not be able to just lay down next to your wife at night, or sit down and watch a movie together. So like those small things, and that you guys know me, if you watch our vlog or if you watch the podcast, you know that I'm very affectionate with my wife and my kids. So not being able just to show them love, and
physical touch is a thing for you. Yeah,
it is. It is for me. So it's like not being able to do that is very painful and a struggle. So I'm just thankful that we're about through this.
Yes, we almost there, Shawty. So on that note, we're gonna cue the music.
No, dang it.
You wasn't ready.
I got this. Here we go.
So that's kind of been how the week has gone. It's been 9 days as of Tuesday when we're recording this.
Yeah.
It's been a long 9 days.
And let me say my sniffling here. This is allergies because I have bad allergies.
Yeah.
So this is something that wasn't even a symptom I had. This is allergies.
Yeah.
I've been opening up the window and having the fan going. So the pollen I know is getting
all of that. Yeah.
So this is normal stuff.
Yeah.
And that's
So what do you think? I guess what is your, and I don't know if you know this yet, but do you feel like you're going to come out of this with this is the one thing this taught me, like a big lesson, or like something that maybe you come to a realization about that you're like, you know what, if nothing else, this gave me time to figure out this or whatever. I'm just wondering.
Man, the list is vast. I think that this was a good time for me to because here's the thing. So this whole thing has been a very stressful time for us, as a family, because we're all worried about what's going to happen. We're all worried about extended family or friends that it's a time of worry and a time of where you're trying to hold on to your faith, and but you still are anxious, and you don't know the outcome, right?
Right.
So and I think that I think that's okay. That's something that we anybody that was going through this would be dealing with that same kind of worry and fear and things of that sort. And some people won't understand that, and that that's okay. And hopefully they never have to deal with it to even understand
to even have to. Yeah.
But it's not for everybody to understand, right? We know what we were dealing with. We know what we were how we were feeling, and so it allowed me to really look at things. Is that I got caught up in worried about what others were saying, or worried about what people thought, and honestly, I stepped back and I realized that none of that really matters. I just started praying about it, and I just started realizing that everyone has their opinion, and that's okay. It's okay for people to have their opinions, and it's not my place to tell you what your opinion should be. Just like it's not your place to tell me what my opinion should be. That's what everybody has an opinion,
right?
And I think that it's easy sometimes to get wrapped up in everybody's opinions, right? And I just realized that it's just not my business what your opinion is, and I had to have, so I prayed about that. I prayed about this, but also I was very stressed, and so I let opinions bother me because I was stressed and I was dealing with this and not trying to put it back on my wife at all either. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I came out with this just new feeling of my mission in life, my mission that what I think I do well is I think I love people well. I think I think I'm a good ear. I think that I'm pretty level-headed most of the time and being able to give, advice. And that's what I like to do. That's what I love to do. And I prayed for this energy that I was letting be robbed of me, from me. And it wasn't all being robbed from me. Some of it I was giving away. I was giving away energy and for no reason. So I really came to this realization of just this energy that I have to protect. And people use the word energy and they're like, well, what is that? Some people are like, what do you mean fully by energy? But like just my peace, like my joy, what my joy comes from my God and my family. And, when I release that joy to something that doesn't matter necessarily, well, I'm hurting myself more than anybody else.
Right.
And so I just, realized that, that it's just okay to protect your energy, and it's okay to not always agree with everybody, just like everybody's not always going to agree with you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's just okay.
It is okay.
yeah, so that was a big lesson that I got this last week, just
Yeah.
of protecting what's most important to me, and that's my joy, my peace.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know,
true. It's like, it's just kind of like that you have to come to the realization where it's like, I can't convince you to think how I want you to think. And I'm not supposed to. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
so I've wasted all this time trying to explain myself, trying to say it differently, trying to, defend myself. And it's like, for what? Like,
what we
what
can we can
at the
agree
end
to
of the day,
disagree.
what does that, like, what does it solve?
We can agree to disagree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the adult thing to do. Just agree to disagree and keep it moving, right? Nobody's harmed, nobody's
Yeah.
hurt, and that's what the world needs more of, is the
Yeah.
ability to disagree, in a nice, positive way. You
Right.
don't have doesn't have to be anything more than that, right?
No,
And
it doesn't have to be draining. It doesn't have to be
yeah,
anxiety inducing. It doesn't have to turn into a situation. Like, it's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. So that was my number one thing. I think, but I started, I got back to journaling.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I just realized that that, man, that I've just got to focus on the things that make me happy,
Yeah.
and when I focus on those things, um, then I'm a better man. I'm a better husband. I'm a better father. I'm a better friend.
Hmm.
I'm a better, witness for God's love.
Yeah.
I'm better. All of these things when I focus on the things that make me happy,
Right.
and that's what I'm taking out. Yeah, and I could go all day about this, because I have all
No,
this time to sit
I
and
think that
think.
it's good. I think that people would like to hear from you kind of what this experience has done. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, or just where you are right now, like 9 days in. Like, I can't imagine being in a place where I am there 9 days of isolation. Like, I can't physically imagine that. Like, it's like being in prison in your own home. You know what I'm saying? But you can also look at it that way, or you can take it and look at what you gained from the experience. So I think it's
yeah.
great, you sharing that. I was trying to find that devotion the day that I asked you if you read the Jesus Calling. It was so good, and I can't remember
Let
what
me
day it
see.
was. And I was like, man, it was just like perfect for what it was.
Uh, July 17th.
Oh, okay. I read this, and it was kind of like, this is it. Like, this is kind of what, you know what I'm saying, like, the realization is. And it's like,
Yeah,
hey, here's a reminder. So the Jesus Calling app, this is obviously, it's not sponsored, but it is a really good app
great app.
if you're
Yeah,
looking for a devotional. But so I'm gonna read it, because I just thought that it was like, man, I needed it that day. And it said, come away with me for a while. The world with its nonstop demands can be put on hold. Most people put me on hold, rationalizing that someday they will find time to focus on me. But the longer people push me into the background of their lives, the harder it is for them to find me. You live among people who glorify busyness. They have made time a tyrant that controls their life. Even those who know me as a savior tend to march to the tempo of the world. They have brought into the illusion that more is always better. More meetings, more programs, more activity. I have called you to follow me on a solitary path. Make time alone with me your highest priority and deepest joy. It is the pathway largely unappreciated and often despised. However, you have chosen the better thing, which will never be taken away from you. Moreover, as you walk close with me, I can bless others through you. And it was just, for me, when I read it, it was just kind of like, you worried about so much unnecessary stuff. Like, it was just kind of confirmation, like, that should be the least of your worries. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be coming to me and spending time with me. And I think that I feel like I've spent so much more time. It's sad that it sometimes takes things like this to bring you to a place where you are closer, or you feel closer to God,
Yeah.
because you are leaning on him more than you would when things are good. And the goal is to obviously get to the point where it's the same, whether good or bad, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's not always realistic or how it is. And I know for me, I can only speak for myself. So
Oh,
it
it's
was
true.
just like,
Yeah.
this whole experience has been like, it's like, okay, come on. This is where you need to be spending your energy and time anyway, you know? Like, yeah.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly put. That was great. It's just that's what I've just really come out of this with, is that it is so easy for me, for Gabrielle, as she said, and I'm sure many of you that are listening or watching, to take all of the good things in your life for granted,
Mm-hmm.
and worry about the things that don't necessarily matter.
Yeah.
And that, and I mean, like, like social media stuff, being on social media,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, looking at your email all day, every day. Those things need to happen, right? But they
Yeah.
don't, they shouldn't, they should never take the place of spending time with your loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
or spending time with God if you're a
Yep.
believer, like, spending time on yourself, like, working on your own, peace,
Yeah.
your own sanity,
Yeah.
like, just all of the spending just some time relaxing. Like, there's all these things we take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, like that. It's just, that for me, this is going to be my major thing, is that I'm coming out of this, like, that this is just a lesson, this is just
Mm-hmm.
something that God, for some reason, I needed to experience,
Yeah.
so that hopefully I can help somebody else, down the road. And here's my thing too, is that when you're going through something, it's okay to be upset about it. It's okay to be bothered by it. It's okay to express your feelings of how you're feeling about it.
Absolutely.
Um, it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Don't let everybody ever tell you that you can't express your feelings of how you're upset. And
Mm-hmm.
if but that doesn't mean that you stay there, that you stay
Right.
in that.
Yeah.
You express it, and then you figure out a way through prayer and through, meditation, if you meditate, or journaling, whatever you do,
Whatever it is.
you figure out a way to get past it and to come out better on the other side. And I truly believe when I step out of this door, um, with a negative test, I'm going to be better for it, because
Mm-hmm.
I've taken the time to not only relax as much as, trying to get feeling better.
Yeah.
It's not a relaxing that I wanted to do. It's a relaxing
Right.
that I had to do.
You had to do. You kind of
Yeah.
forced to.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited about, you know, I know that there's bigger and better things that God's got for us. And I'm excited to get moving towards those,
Yeah.
to leave all the things that don't really matter
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Thanks for sharing, love. I think that hopefully that will help somebody.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
real quick, before we get into some questions, I know Gabrielle, she told me a little secret that she had some questions. I want to tell you about our first sponsor. We actually got a chance to connect and work with a company called Magic Spoon. So you're probably like, what is Magic Spoon, if you haven't heard of them? So if you're like me, then you're probably a fan of cereal. Like, and if you're not like me, and if you don't like cereal, then I don't know what is happening with you. But I'm a cereal fiend. I love
Oh my God.
cereal. I'll eat it, every night. Like, it's like I always save room for some cereal.
Yeah.
I just have always loved cereal. And so what Magic Spoon is, it's pretty cool, because it's a cereal that has 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. They have 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and blueberry. It tastes amazing. Like, my
Mhm.
favorite flavor is actually fruity.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mine too.
and yeah, and it's honestly, like, too good to be true. Like, you're not expecting anything that doesn't have the same kind of macronutrients as other cereal. You're like,
Yeah. You're like,
but it's really, really good. It tastes amazing. It's keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free. So it's actually, like I said, so if you're a cereal lover and you're looking for just other options, and options that does have more protein in it, because this does have a higher protein than, and a lot less carbs than other cereals, which is something as a macro counting family we liked.
Yeah.
So you can actually check the link down below, or you can go to magicspoon.com/LMO to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code LMO at checkout to get free shipping. And again, I want to mention that Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It's backed with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that means they're sure of their product. So again, go to magicspoon.com/LMO. So it's MAGIC spoon, SPOON.com/LMO, and use the code LMO for free shipping. So thanks to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this podcast, being one of our sponsors.
Thank you.
And now it's time for some
questions. So, okay, we have our regular question book. Honestly, like the questions that I was mentioning were the ones that I asked, like, because I wanted to kind of get your feedback on where you were, after going through all of this. But I did also bring up the best self-intimacy deck that we have here. So I figured maybe we could do a little, I don't know, have we done this one on the podcast? I don't remember. But it's like a box set, and it's 150 prompts. There are like different categories, but I can tell you what these categories are. So I'm going to just pick one, I guess. Maybe you can tell me the color. You want red, yellow, gray, blue, green?
Gray.
Gray. Of course you were going to say gray. So I'm just going to randomly pick a card.
Okay.
Well, sheesh. They went all into your family business. Is there any history of addiction, abuse, or negative habits in your family, and how has this affected you?
Jeez.
It went deep real quick, okay?
Yes, there is history of abuse. And I'm not gonna. This ain't the podcast to go into
all of that.
But yeah. So yeah. I mean, if you've been watching our vlog or you've been listening to the podcast, growing up for me wasn't the most amazing experience. But I am thankful for it because it allowed me to learn some lessons of who and how I didn't want to be. So here's my thing. I couldn't, as a kid, I couldn't change how I was, being raised. I couldn't change how I was living. So I got through. I endured, got through, and it's a part of who I am. So that's why 9 days of self-isolation, and longer, because it will be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And that's why I can deal with that, because God has been preparing me for every challenge that I face. He's been preparing me a little bit more for it each time. So it's prepared me to be who I am today, and also prepared me for who ultimately God will have me to be
right
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's
good one. Let's see.
Let me select a card.
I know, right?
Okay,
I guess I'll have to select my own card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the color yellow.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick a random yellow. Oh, well, this is a question for you. So let me see if I can get a question for me to answer. Oh, What does your 5-year plan look like? Man, that is a great question. And I feel like this is something that Babe and I have been talking about a lot lately,
Yeah.
honestly. And I, you know, I'm scared to say.
No. That I think you're scared to say it because you know it's real.
But I really don't know that we will still be on YouTube in the capacity that we are 5 years from now. Um, I mean, I do know because that is a goal of ours, is to not be in, kind of like, not to say in the position that we are, because first of all, we're still going to be podcasting. I'm sure of it. We really enjoyed this.
Enjoy the podcast, yeah.
Okay. Yes. But I think that after 10 years of being on YouTube and sharing your life and just letting everybody see, the
This
most intimate parts of you.
itty bitty part of your life.
But it's such a small part, but it's still such an intimate part. Like, I am looking forward to the day where my life is lived off camera, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and I love YouTube. I enjoy what we do.
We're so thankful.
I'm so thankful for it. I think it's great. But I think for us, like, growth looks like just shifting, like, not that we'll never be on there or you'll never see us, but it's not going to be in the capacity that it is now. And I think we've started that because, we shifted from 5 days to 3 days. So eventually you may just see us on the podcast, or you may just see me on the Gabe Fix, and maybe Gabe Babe TV is not a vlog thing anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we don't fully know yet.
We don't fully know, but
we're working on other projects that mean something to us. We're working.
Because honestly, like, it is tiring to constantly feel like you have to be on.
Mm-hmm.
And like, just real talk, like, we are promoting positivity. Like, that is the mission of Gay Babe TV, is to promote positivity. But just because that's what we put out there doesn't mean that that's what we receive back. Exactly. And that part gets tiring. Live your life on display for everyone, for everyone's criticism. And, it's one of those things where we are finally getting to the point where it's like, none of that even matters. But even to just take that away from the equation so that it's not even there, like, what is it like to live life without having to turn on a camera, or we don't want to miss this moment. It's like, it's like this double-edged sword, because YouTube is like the greatest home movies ever. Like, I'm so thankful that we have our whole entire marriage on film. Like, it's the best home movies ever. And then it's like, I don't even know what that looks like to live without the camera. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to eventually get to that, like, and I think that both of us would love to build something even more lasting, or even like just a bigger legacy for our family, something that could potentially be passed down, or, you know what I'm saying? So I think that those are goals. What it's going to look like, how it's going to look, we really don't know.
We don't know, but I think, I mean, that's saying we are thankful, and we are, beyond blessed for what we are doing and what we're able to do, and we love all, we love all the peeps. We love people who've been riding with us for so long, and and we want to be able to provide something that, is truly, life-changing, and something that's gonna, that can change, people's lives for a long time, and when we set forth in that, which we're already on that path of creating those things we're very passionate about. One day those are going to be at the forefront of our focus, and therefore things, like the vlog is not going to be as important, or to us.
Right.
And ultimately that's, that's what, again, it goes back to doing the things that make you happy. And
Yeah.
so, and we are excited, and like Gabriel said, we're excited to one day make the choice of today's gonna be the first day of us waking up and just being,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and I think that, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. That's a
It's
good thing,
definitely
And
yeah.
so, it's not happening anytime soon. It's
No,
not,
not happening anytime
yeah,
soon. And I think, the 5-year plan, God only knows what we're going to be doing in 5 years. Like, who knows,
exactly.
but it would be nice to just be like, yeah, it's a wrap. Y'all know I love Gabe TV. It is my baby. Like,
Yes.
it is my baby. And it almost brings me to tears to think about it not being what it is. But I do know that God has something else for us, and it could just transform into a different medium or looking like something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about going away. You're gonna always see me on something, like, because that's what I do. Like, but it could just look a little different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but I think that's good. I think that
Yeah.
if you've got a business out there and you aren't trying to, figure out the ways that you can continue to make yourself happy and grow and
Mm-hmm.
prosper, and then you're missing something,
Yeah.
that you should be doing, because, eventually I think the worker inside of you is gonna be like, man, what else can I do? What else am I
Yeah.
working for? And that's what we are really starting to realize more and more, is that God is saying, I've got something bigger for you
Mm-hmm.
guys, even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just excited. We're excited.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was good. Those were
That was
good.
very good. That was really good.
Yeah. You want another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
What
And then
color?
we'll jump into our second sponsor.
Okay. What color you want this time?
Let's go with red.
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 Is this red or is it like orange? It's red.
He's so funny.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. This one says, what do I do that turns you on the most?
Can I be able to say that? Not sure I'm able to say that on the podcast.
We can pick another one if that one's
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think I can say that.
Okay, so all of these red ones are like
the nasty ones.
I mean,
Chad has headphones on, just in case you guys are wondering.
oh yeah, Chad Jr. is in the back if you're listening. He's in the room with me. So yeah, a lot of these are sexual.
Might have to do those off camera.
I know, right? Huh. Yes, it might be too much for. Okay, we might need to pick another color.
Okay. Let's go with blue.
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 Let's see here. Are these blues? Dark blue, baby blue.
Dark blue.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't know about that one.
You're so cute.
What do you think are my best qualities?
Best qualities?
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I mean, one of your best qualities is like you're just, you love hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're truly, you love people so well and so much that you're not fearful to tell them like what they're doing good, but also what they could do better.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to, because here, let's face it, real love is the type of love that you should want from your spouse is somebody that's going to tell you when you're doing good, but also tell you when you could be doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person closest to you can't hold you accountable, then that's an issue.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion. And so Gabrielle, like, she holds me accountable. If I'm upset about something, or if I'm, if I'm thinking irrationally, and or something like that, she will hold me accountable and say, hey, you should think of it this way. You should look at this, like, don't jump off that
Yeah.
little edge. Like, think it, so like the love that you give is just so unconditional. But there's no judgment in it. That's what's so
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, the list can go on. I mean,
Yeah.
like you're so, you're passionate about, our family, about like our business, like you're so passionate about it. Like, you truly, would literally stay up all night long and continue to work towards building something if I didn't make you go to bed, or if you didn't just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And many times she fell asleep right at her computer, because she's up working when she doesn't have to, but she's just passionate. Um, and I mean, eh, man, I mean, just the list can go on. I
Well,
can
thank
continue.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
You make
yes.
me feel good.
So before Gabrielle gets her other, the last question from that pack, I want to tell you about our second sponsor. We've actually told you about them before, Thrive Market. So THRIVE Market. What Thrive Market is pretty cool because, you can actually get high quality, organic, and non-GMO groceries delivered to your door for a lot less than you're paying now, and help out families in need. So that's a pretty cool thing about, and that's what we've been doing since we, partnered with Thrive Market. As a member of Thrive Market, you can get products you love, and your paid membership provides a free one for someone in need, like a low-income family, teacher, veteran, or first responder. So that's pretty cool. Thrive Market tailors to over 70 different diets and values, like paleo to keto to plant-based. Delivering the highest quality organic and non-GMO food, they offer clean beauty and bath products, pet staples, and non-toxic cleaning products, plus ethical meat, sustainable seafood, clean wine, and more. So actually, on our recent order, I actually got a few items. I got the Birch Benders Protein Pancake Mix and Thrive Market Organic Maple Syrup. So the syrup was like, I actually had the syrup, and I loved it. Haven't been able to try the Birch Benders protein pancake mix, but I'm excited to try it. They also have Kodiak cakes on there as well, but I wanted to try the Birch Benders, so excited to try that. So we got Thrive Organic Super Raw Unfiltered Honey. You never have too much good honey in the house,
Gotta have honey.
right? Organic granolas. I got a berry burst and a vanilla cinnayum. And then, what I like about the shopping is it's very easy. You can search for items. So if you need honey, or you can just search honey, and it'll give you all the options. So the website's very easy to use. As you're shopping, you won't have a problem. And so I think you should definitely check it out. And it'll be easy, even if you're not computer savvy.
Yeah.
So as a member, you can save 25 to 50% off traditional retail prices, and their carbon neutral shipping is free on orders over $49. So not only do you feel great about getting a deal on your favorite clean organic products, but you also feel great about helping to support families who need it most. In addition to membership matching, Thrive Market is matching donations to their COVID-19 relief fund dollar for dollar. Thrive Market is working 24/7 to make sure members are getting their groceries delivered as fast as possible. You can learn more about their commitments to customers and membership matching on their website. So you can actually try Thrive Market by going down the description box. You can actually become a member risk-free. Go to thrivemarket.com/LMO. Join today, and you'll get up to $20 in shopping credit toward your first order. That's Thrive, THRIVE, market.com/LMO to start your risk-free membership and get up to $20 towards your first order. Thrivemarket.com/LMO.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with dark blue also.
Okay.
I think I like these types of questions.
When I come off of quarantine, girl, self-isolation, we're going to do them red cards.
Hey, you know it. Okay, let's see here.
This is so funny.
I need a good one, okay? When do you feel the most insecure? I'm going to answer this. because I feel like all the questions have been towards you. Um, when do I feel the most insecure? Probably singing at this point in my life is probably when I feel the most insecure.
I would
Yeah.
agree. I would say the same thing.
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, it shifted from having some bit of confidence to just having like none. And I don't know when the shift happened, honestly. Like it just got bad.
I think
Oh,
that's so funny, Chad
oh,
Jr.
yeah.
I think that at some point in time you started caring what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really taking it to heart what people were going to say,
Mm-hmm.
right? And think about we talk about this all the time. Like, how many times would you do something or change the way you do something, or possibly further along in your journey, if you didn't care what others thought?
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know and so I think that
It,
that's what it
it's
is.
definitely paralyzing at times. Like the fear of it not being perfect or not coming out right or not, you know what I'm saying? And this is, singing or across the board. Like when you become in a position where people are like watching your every move. And if you're the type of person like I am that wants to please everybody, I want it to be, it's this perfectionism, but it's not even like I need it to be perfect for me. It's like I just like, let me make sure that there's nothing bad that can be said about it. Is
Yeah.
what it's like I'm trying to control how other people perceive it. And it's like I can't do that. Like
Yeah.
I know that I can't do that, but it's hard to break that.
We always like the thing that we said that we got from somebody that other people's opinions aren't any of our business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That aren't you know
Yeah. And it's like it's tough because you have to remind yourself that it's like, what difference do it make? I literally cannot make everybody happy. It is not possible. It is impossible. Like, but somewhere in my brain, I keep rationalizing and saying, but I can though, if I say it this way, or if I do it this way, or if I, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that.
If you said something one way and a person came to you and said, I don't like the way you said that, and then you should say it like this, and you said it the exact same way they told you to say it, then they would be like, well, but you didn't say it like so. Like, there's just some people,
Or somebody else would just come up and be like, well, I didn't like it that way. So
exactly.
it's like
So
this.
it's
Yeah.
this loss. It's a lost cause to try to please everybody.
Yeah.
As long as you are trying not to offend anybody, and you're just trying to, and you're being true to who you are, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, yeah, my confidence is just not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be when it comes to my singing. And I think that as a defense mechanism, I just keep it to myself because it's like I can't be judged on nothing else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me just hold on to that because I don't know. Like, yeah, that's probably where I feel the most insecure is in my voice.
Yeah.
And it's like, God gave me this voice. Like, I do know that it's beautiful. Like, and I'm not even trying to sound like
No, it's your
say
voice.
that it's a lot, but I do, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I get caught up in the comparison, like, well, I don't sound like this person or it's not. But my voice is unique to me. Like, it is my voice.
Your
You know,
voice
nobody else has it.
your voice is so beautiful and so unique.
Thank you. And it's just like, man, what is it going to take for me to just push through that? Because it's like I used to have big aspirations of singing and doing that, and it's just like it all shut down because of the insecurity and the fear of judgment and just, yeah, like it's crazy. And I also don't put any time towards it either. So I know that, you know, obviously it's like anything else, you know, if you want to be a good basketball player, you got to kind of play basketball. So,
True.
you know, I think I don't even go there. Like, I don't even allow myself to do it in my private time. It's like the last thing on
Right.
my mind. If somebody asks me to sing, I'm like, ugh, I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, I have all of these feelings and all of these thoughts, but I know that the only way to push through is to actually push through. Like, I have to make myself do it, and then eventually I'll get a little better. I get a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of practice. Yeah, yeah. That was my
Yeah, I think that
answer.
no, I think that's a great answer because that brings us like that kind of just explains what we were talking about earlier about protecting your energy, protecting your
Mhm,
joy.
mhm.
Like you have to we have to get to a place, and this is for anybody that's listening that has insecurity issues, you know, and because I have them too. I think, you know, a lot of people do.
Mhm.
Um, and you have to get to the point where you no longer um that you accept that people are judgmental and people are going to judge,
Mhm.
but that is not a battle for you
Yeah.
to even join, right? So if they you know, someone wants to judge you about something, then that's something they want to do, and you don't have to give that any time, inner
Mhm.
energy, and that's where people have to get, because no matter what you do in today's age, especially if you're on social media, you know, someone is going to have an issue with what
Right.
you're doing, you know.
Right.
um, and so it's just one of, I mean, you know, it's just one of those things, and
Mhm.
we just have to come to grips that we can't make everybody happy,
Yeah, yeah.
but if you're working towards making yourself happy,
That's what matters.
that's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about pushing through,
Yeah.
you know, doing what feels right for you.
Doing
At
what
the
you
end of
love,
the
doing
day.
what you
Yeah,
love
doing what
for
you love
you,
and for
for you.
you and what feels right for you. I was just watching this video of Jill Scott last night, actually, because she just celebrated like 20 years in the game, and which is crazy. It's crazy. I remember when she first came out, 20 years, it makes me feel old. But she was just talking about how she remembers, like, even back to being a child, and she was cleaning up in the classroom and she found a notebook, and it was the Hate Jill Scott Club, and there were like minutes and, like, you know, a president and blah blah blah. And then she talked about she had her first radio interview, she thought it was great, and then she left and got wind that the, you know, the, yeah, what's the radio person,
DJ.
the DJ, like, you know, caught her like a fat pork chop eating something that would never sell any records. Or, and then, you know, she had another instance where she did an interview and she thought it went great and she left, and then she was listening to it and they like played cow mooing sounds after, like, under each one of her answers, and she's like, I'm still here. Like, literally everything that could have happened to me has happened, but I am still here. I'm still going. I'm still, and it's just like, I mean, that's really what it's all about. Like, one monkey, two monkeys, 110 monkeys, they don't stop no show. Like, just keep doing
Yeah.
what it is that you're passionate about, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
That's good.
it was really inspiring just to hear her. Like, she's like,
That's good.
it's okay. I'm still here. It's
Exactly.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and who you
Mhm.
are, and then that's all that matters,
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know.
It's true.
So
Yeah. That was good. You want another question? Or do we want to do an Ask Gabe back? I really like these questions.
let's do another question.
Okay. You want another color?
Um, let's do
Red, yellow, green, light
green.
blue,
Green.
dark blue. Okay. Green. All
Going.
right. How do you like to be comforted when you feel down?
Um, I think I love when, you know, when I'm down about something, Gabriel always just gives me a big old hug. And just tells me to, you know, just to, you know, let it out, to
Mhm.
process it. And then the kids, if I'm crying or if I'm in tears or something, the kids always come, and Chad always, knows, like, he'll come and give me a hug,
Yeah.
and then Reagan will see it, so she'll come give me a hug. But yeah, I think that when somebody's going through something, at least for me, for sure, it's like, it's just nice to know that someone that cares about you is allowing you to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You're able just to feel what you're in,
Yeah.
and process it. I always tell Gabrielle that too, is when she's down about something, to let it out, like, process
Mm-hmm.
it, feel
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and and because that's the only way that you're going to move past, is feeling it. So I love that I get to feel whatever I'm feeling, whether it's irrational or not. I'm
Right.
able to feel it.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it after, and realize, well, that was dumb, but I mean,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah. You have that. You still have that moment.
Yeah, you get to,
Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to have your moment. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just nice that I can have my moment.
Yeah.
I'm not too much of a man to have my
I have
emotional
your
moment.
moment. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I admire that about you. You are not afraid to show your feelings at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, either way, So
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean,
mm-hmm.
it doesn't make you less manly to cry, or to know that you're having a weak moment. Like, I think that
Yeah.
that's you know, yeah, if you think that it makes you less of a man, then you've got some internal things that you haven't processed through, and you probably could be a lot happier.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you actually would take the time to express how you feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Agreed. Okay, do I want to do green? Do I want to do yellow?
What you thinking?
Maybe I'll stick with green. Is it important to you to live close to your family? Why or why not? Yes. It is extremely important to me to live close to my family, and mostly because my family is still, like, the older people in my life are still around. Like, my grandmother is still around. Nana is, what, she just turned
79.
79. She just turned 79, and she is, honey, she is still kicking. She is here, okay? And it was really, really important to me that my children had a chance to grow up with their great grandmother, because I grew up with my great grandmother. I had my great grandmother until I was in college. So, like, to allow them to have the opportunity to get to know her and spend
Yeah.
time with her was very, very important to me. Like, I always knew that we were going to come back to Indianapolis. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew that we were coming back, because I was like, I don't want to live. Like, I have lived elsewhere. Yes, when I was younger, before I was married and had kids, I lived elsewhere, but it was like, no, I want to be close to my grandmother. I want to be close to my mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Really?
very important. And, we talk about this all the time, because Gabe would love to live somewhere else. Okay. He would love to live somewhere where the weather is warm all the time.
Well, we both would.
We both would, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I'm like, we
But
ain't going nowhere for a long time, okay? We
no,
got to be right
pray.
here.
Yeah, we pray for a very long time, because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
love the relationship that we. I love my relationship with Nana, and I love the relationship that Nana has with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we want her to be here for a long, long, long,
Yeah,
long,
yeah.
long, long time.
Long time, okay? And as
Exactly.
long as
So
she's here, we're going to be right here, okay?
yeah,
As long as my mama is, but see, here's the thing. I feel like when we leave, my mom is going to come with us, or
she would
come somewhere
she would
closer to where we
follow. She
are.
wants to live
So,
somewhere nicer too.
yeah, so I ain't worried about her, but like, yeah, we gonna be here preferably for a very, very long time, and we just gonna have to keep traveling whenever the world opens back up.
Whenever the world opens back up, exactly.
Okay.
Travel. Exactly.
Travel. So I mean, and it's, I like being close to family, like,
No, it's nice.
it's
It's
nice.
Gabriel has such an amazing relationship with her family, with Nana, with her mom, you know, and we love Grace Face, you know, and so I think I think that's important, you know, that's important to me.
Yeah.
That Gabriel can, you know, because, you know, I love all my family, but my relationships with them, you know, I mean,
It's
it's my
different.
brothers. It's different. You know, my mom and I were very close, but we're not as close as Gabriel and her mom are. They're like so tight knit that I just love seeing it. It's so special to see. And so, yeah, if I can help facilitate that, i.e. take an $85,000 pay cut.
You're so silly. Honey, that was the best thing that ever happened to us, okay?
Best thing that, but that's how God works. You know, we took a gigantic pay cut just to get an increase in pay.
Yeah.
Every year since, because that's how good God is. So
how he works. Exactly.
Exactly.
He worked that thing right on out.
So it's amazing.
Yeah. That's true. That was a really good question. So I want to tell you guys about our last sponsor of the episode. As you all know, we have this new normal where as parents, we have to try and find masks for our children that they will enjoy, that they will keep on, that they will like, all of those things. So I'm so happy that I was introduced to Crayola School Mask Pack. And essentially, it's a pack of like 5 masks that your child can wear. They're like color coded and they can wear one each day. They have these really cute, like funny faces on them. And they're like high quality masks too. Like we have tried quite a few masks, you know, just to see what is the most comfortable on Chad Jr. And these are by far like the most comfortable ones that we have tried. It's
like
cloth. Yeah, like he really likes them. So it's 5 comfortable cloth masks, and all the masks have a 3D design. They're form-fitting. They have a nose wire and adjustable ear straps. And the ear straps are like stretchy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's super comfortable. So the Crayola School masks are machine washable, and they come with a mesh laundry bag. So you can just put them in the laundry bag and then wash that. It's super convenient. And then they also have like a calendar. So you can like mark off the days that you wear each mask, so you can kind of keep track of when you wore them and all of that stuff. It's pretty convenient. So an added bonus is that Crayola School Mask Pack will donate a portion of your purchase to a charity of your choice that supports kids who have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Donor's Choice, No Kid Hungry, and Heart of America. And we just think that it's a great company. We love supporting companies that are supporting people in need. Absolutely. And it's a great, great chance for you to help support by spending your money with the company as well. So when it comes to making the best masks for your family, I highly recommend it, because I pulled them out, showed them to Chad. He put them on. He is like in love with them. And the Crayola Mask Pack is, it's going to be our family solution for back to school whenever that happens. Because they were supposed to be going back in August, and it kind of got pushed back a little bit. So whenever he does go back, we'll definitely be using these masks. So you guys can do what I did and get your family the Crayola School Mask Pack today at schoolmaskpack.com/LMO. And that's schoolmaskpack.com/LMO. You guys will definitely love it. Your kids.
Absolutely. Link down below as well, so you can check that out. So I think you want to do a few more questions, or?
Yeah, I'm down to do a few more questions. We'll just
a few more questions.
Just be a question.
Make this the question.
Yeah. It's always nice I like having these conversations. Y'all know I'm the question queen, okay? Yeah, no. So anytime we can just sit and ask each other questions.
Listen, we love, I'm telling you, questions will change your relationship.
It will literally change your relationship. Any relationship. Not even just like an intimate relationship. Sit down and have questions with your best friend or your mother or your father or your uncle or your sister, anybody.
Just have because we always talk about the art of conversation is dead. Mm-hmm. And asking each other questions is a chance to get back to the basics of communication.
Yep.
It's just talking.
Yep.
And do it without phones, do it without devices. And just ask each other questions. I'm telling you, the power of questions is just I cannot tell you enough how important it's been in our relationship.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's been a game changer. A game
Absolutely.
changer. Okay. All right. Game changer. I feel so relaxed in this episode. Like, do you feel relaxed in this episode?
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
God is good. God is good.
All the time.
Look,
All the time.
no more stressing, no more energy be given out to anything else other than love,
Yeah.
life, and laughter.
Laughter. The point of it all. All right. What color?
Let's go with do a green one.
Green. 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 I feel like that's the same question that you just answered. Like worded differently. This is a good one. Probably one that we should talk about more. What boundaries can we set to protect our relationship and communication from being damaged by technology?
Well, what we do, we told each other, and we can do, and we need to do better at it. But we told each other that we would check each other when it came to if we were on our devices too long, we were on our phones too long, or if it's super late and we're on social media. Now, if we know we've got to get work done, and we're like sitting on the couch and we're both doing some work,
that's different.
And we've talked about it that we're going to get some work done. Okay, whatever. We can deal with that. But if we're just sitting there on social media scrolling, giving our thumbs a workout, then that's where we said we would check each other and we would say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And we literally ask each other, "What are you doing?" And it's a reminder to get off of social media because it's a time suck. It's an absolute it's a time suck,
energy suck.
Yeah, it's just and majority, even us as full-time social media influencers, for lack of better words, it's still, there's no reason we need to be on social media 24/7.
No. A lot of times I use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm working. Girl, you ain't working. Put the phone down.
Yeah. So we've had to learn how to call each other out, and we got to continue to do it and do better. And this is also why we take breaks. Like we're currently on a break with the vlog. Because we just like because this is our job, and being on social media is our profession. Like for
it is. Yeah.
It is. It's our profession. It's what we do for a living. Even though it's such a blessing and it's awesome, it's also if you do your job, you eventually you want a little break from it, right?
Absolutely.
You want a chance to decompress and get away from it. So I think that's just something that we have to continue to do, because here's the thing, if something is stressing us about social media, we don't take it out on each other. We deal with it together.
Yeah.
So we're good at that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many things that we let get to us, or that bothers us, or things that we're stressing that shouldn't even stress us.
Yeah.
And so that's where we have to keep each other balanced and keep each other in check.
Yeah.
For lack of better
that. Yeah. I think we do a really good job with each other. I think where we struggle is setting boundaries for the kids.
Yeah.
We talk about this constantly because our kids, they get a lot of iPad time. They get a lot of technology time. And I think we've gotten to the point where we even question, like, okay, how do we reduce this?
Yeah.
Like, what's the best way to reduce it? Do you snatch it away and start cold turkey? Do you just dial it back gradually? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's also like, it's hard to set the boundaries for your children when you're always on your device too. So it's like,
no, it is.
It goes hand in hand, So that is one thing that we talk about. Like, how can we reverse this habit that we have gotten our children in to, being on their iPads constantly, like, or watching TV constantly. Like, we have allowed that to happen. So that is something that we've been trying to like figure out how to shift.
Absolutely. Yeah. So and we've done, I think that we've done some things. So instead of Chad Jr. being on his iPad, maybe we put a movie on the TV and we watch a movie on the TV. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I get it. It's still watching something. But we're shifting away from like looking down like this
Yeah.
to spending time looking up here.
Yeah.
And then we're also, we try to like when Chad, if he wants to play soccer or he wants to play, like we'll kick around with him, or he likes to
Mm-hmm.
play fight all the time. So we'll be ninjas.
Yeah.
So, and I can't wait to get back to doing that with him, but that keeps,
He can't wait either.
that
Because mommy is not always the best at fighting.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that, it's a never ending, chance to improve.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always identifying ways that we can improve
Yeah.
and be more, engage them more and be better at doing that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of the process. We love our kids and we doing our best. So,
yeah, that's true. All right, let's see. I'm going to go with, I think, dark blue because I like the dark blue questions.
Okay. You're so beautiful, girl.
A little bit. Thank you, love. I sure miss you, Shani.
I know, I miss you too.
Woo! I just want to curl up and cuddle. Oh, cannot wait.
I know, me either.
What did you learn about money from your parents? Ooh.
What not to do?
That is a great question. Man, I don't think I learned enough from my parents about money. Like, honestly, I think I learned bad habits of, maybe getting things that you can't necessarily afford, using credit to get them, learning like just, I guess, I don't want to sound like, dang, they didn't teach me nothing good, but literally, like, I think we learn from what we see. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you grow up in a house that, doesn't really budget money or, spends money unnecessarily on things or on needs versus wants, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of sets you up for for continuing down that path. Like, it was never even a thought of mine. When I got a credit card, it was never even a thought like, this is probably not the best idea. Like, literally, it was what it was. Like, I immediately went into the cycle of running up these credit cards.
How many everybody listening or watching, raise your hand if you got one of them $600 credit cards.
Man. Credit cards because they offered you a free pizza on campus if you was on campus. Or a calling card. Yes, because we had to have calling cards to call home. You needed them long distance minutes. Like, so I instantly, like, I just don't think that I was taught enough of how to handle money once I had it, how to budget, how to save for the future, like how to, just even down to like student loans and how they work. And hey, you're going to have to pay these joints back. Like, just all of the things.
Think of those things, yeah.
That I'm just like, man, I got to make sure that our kids know this is not how you need to grow up handling money. Like, there's a better way to handle money.
I think that, same. I wish that, that school, and maybe they're doing that at some schools nowadays, but I wish that like in high school, they would, like do a whole class for a whole semester about, creating a bank account and having a fake job, paying bills, balancing a budget, saving for goals, like just, literally like in learning how to invest. Just all of these things that I think that are important. That aren't touched, and here's the thing, like parents definitely, as parents, we got to make sure that we do our best, and that's why, but at the same time, like, it's just one of those things that there are a lot of people out there that are even smarter with money, professors and investment people and financial planners that, man, if they were running a curriculum or if there was a curriculum that was ran by these really smart money gurus, man, kids would be just so much better off.
They would be set up so much better with like the basics, like just foundational information that you need as an 18-year-old going off to college on your own, like
Yeah.
even when I was making money, working like summer school jobs or whatever, like nobody taught me how to save it. Like, or, you probably should live paycheck to paycheck. Like, but, I
Yeah.
didn't know any differently. Now, the one thing I was taught was how to pay my tithes. I will give my mama that. She taught me how to pay my tithes. Like 10% go to Jesus off top, okay? That is one thing that she definitely stressed in me. And I had a bank account like that I could put money in. She set it up for me, but it never really went deeper than that, And I think that you as a parent kind of go off of what you were taught, or you know what I'm saying, like it can only go as far as
Yeah.
so
I think,
yeah.
yeah. I think it's, absolutely same thing for me. I saw, just my parents had, they had financial struggles and weren't the best at managing money, and,
Mm-hmm.
lost jobs, and, and we struggled. And so, there wasn't really an opportunity for me to be like, hey, well, how are you doing this? I mean, like,
Yeah.
it was, and so, because I saw the struggle, I felt the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't really, I just knew that I never wanted to feel that struggle.
Yeah.
So what that in turn did for me is that I went off and started making my own money. And in order to fill that void of things I couldn't get when I was younger, I would just spend money and buy stuff that I didn't need. And
Mm-hmm.
so I created this bad cycle for myself of
Yeah.
trying to retail therapy, to fix, the thing that, and so it's not their fault that I had these bad habits, but it was a reaction,
Mm-hmm.
to what I dealt with
Yeah.
as a kid, and I reacted this way, which I've learned now was not the appropriate way to waste money and blow it on things that I don't need. So now when we buy things, or and we still splurge, we still buy things, I mean, everybody does, I think we
Yeah.
do,
We still waste money. It happens.
we still splurge, we still waste money, but but our bills are paid, our
Mhm.
savings there, we're paying
Yeah.
off debt, we're making money moves.
Right. Yeah.
You
We're
know?
yeah, we're making strides to
Yeah. So,
to reach
but
our
it took us
goals.
many years to learn that. And
Maybe.
and I will say, in our marriage, man, like from the beginning of our marriage to now, like the growth in our finances and our ability to balance budgets and have money
Mhm.
and save money it's
It's so
man,
different.
it's so amazing just to think about the growth that we did it together.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
man, it's so crazy. Yeah, yeah. I think that I would say the biggest lesson it taught me was I didn't want to be without money.
Yeah.
Like money became really important to me because I didn't want to struggle. I didn't want to feel like I couldn't because I didn't have it. Like, and
Absolutely.
maybe that's why I've always worked multiple jobs. I've always tried to have multiple streams of income because I don't ever want to feel like I don't have,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not about like being rich and having an overabundance, but just being able to make a decision and not have to worry about, do I have it to make it? Does that make sense?
Oh,
Like, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. I always wanted to just be comfortable. What I did learn is that I wanted to be comfortable. I didn't want to live uncomfortably.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was a good one.
That's good. Yeah.
You want to do two more questions?
Two
And
more questions.
all right, what color shop?
I really want to do these red ones, but I'm not gonna do that
I mean,
though.
we can try again.
We'll try one more red one just to see if it's
What
not
they
too
talking about? If it's
too
not too
crazy,
personal.
not too personal.
And see that, I mean, like, who want to talk about how many sexual partners they've had in the past? Like,
No,
why are we talking about them? They don't matter.
yeah, exactly. They not important.
I mean, this is a good one. I feel like your answer would be like 7 days. But how many times do you want to be intimate each week?
Like twice, 2, 3 times a day, times 7 days. I mean, so anywhere from 14 to 21 times.
You are not even lying, and I'm just shouting. I'm good. Like, twice a week, bruh. Like literally, I'm totally okay with
I know.
having sex twice a week.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. She know that ain't gonna cut it.
I know. So I mean, it's definitely compromising happening all the time, okay?
Yeah.
Because yeah, mm-mm.
And here's the thing.
Can't neither one of us. We not doing it 14 times a week, and we definitely not doing it twice a week. So we got to meet somewhere.
Exactly. So I think that it's like one of those things too, where it's like, um, she loves it. She just doesn't, doesn't feel it as much as I do.
Yeah, I just literally feel like I have a low sex drive. It's much lower than yours, but I think it's lower than average. Honestly, like I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I'm good. Like it's not even like
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know if becoming a mother changed me and I became that because I don't feel like I was this way in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like there
Maybe,
was a shift, right?
yeah, so it could be just this, like being a mom, and we always talk about this and joke about it.
We
And
do.
but but that's the thing. We communicate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get it in when
Yeah,
we need
we
to.
do. We
So,
definitely get it in.
yeah,
I'm good once we're in it. It's just the
exactly.
getting in it part.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Exactly. She will thoroughly enjoy it and have fun doing
oh,
it.
absolutely.
It's just about she doesn't get in the mood as much as I do. I think it's a better
Mhm.
way better way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So true. Yeah.
that's funny. All
Okay,
right. So what's the last one?
last one. Maybe I'll do gray. Let's see what gray is
All
talking
right, great one.
about. Is there anyone in your life who you're holding a grudge against? Explain. I don't think I hold grudges. Like, I can't think of anybody that I'm holding a grudge against.
No,
No. I'm gonna do another one because that one's really short.
ain't nobody worth the energy.
Yeah, like I can't think of anybody I have a
Don't
grudge.
nobody deserve that kind of power over you.
Mm-mm. Uh, describe a time when you had trust broken and how that affected you. Um, hmm. I think a lot of my trust being broken stems from like previous relationships, like
Mhm.
being cheated on, being lied to, being betrayed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think those are, yeah, like, I, I don't think I've ever really had trust broken in a non-romantic. Well, I take that back. I have had it with a couple of friendships.
yeah,
Um, but I think that most of the time it came from a relationship. And I think each time it happened, it made me put up a wall. Like
yeah.
it kind of makes you be less vulnerable
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. Yeah,
be more cautious or not let your guard down or, you know what I'm saying? So I think like by the time you came along, like I think you had to kind of break me down
yeah,
to get in because of previous relationships and previous hurts. Like it took a minute for me to be
yeah,
completely vulnerable.
absolutely.
Um, and it didn't necessarily take a long time, but
No,
it did take a minute,
it took longer for you to. I think. It took longer for you to realize, to validate the feelings that you were feeling.
Yeah.
Out of probably out of some fear of
Being hurt.
being hurt, or I mean, I think that that's all a factor, of I have these feelings, but you start creating reasons why
Yeah.
can't be together, or
Yeah.
I think that so it doesn't always necessarily come from like, well, you're going to hurt me. It might be, well, your job is this and I just can't, I can't agree with that. So you make up all these reasons that
Mm-hmm.
are really just for defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
and because I mean, at the end of the day, we were meant to be together, so it was going
Yeah.
to happen regardless.
Yeah. You're right.
So I think that's what people do. Defense mechanism. They start making up reasons why something is going to fail before they even give it a chance.
Yeah. Based off of like previous. It's like, I don't want to repeat, or I don't want to make the same mistake. I don't want to feel that hurt again. I don't want to go there.
No, I think that's the big, I think that's the biggest thing that, biggest mistake that maybe people are doing out there is if you're going to go into a relationship with somebody, go into the relationship with them, not with your ex.
Yes.
Like you're not getting in a relationship with your ex. You're not getting in a relationship with that. You're getting a relationship with another person.
Yep.
And if you go into that relationship thinking that they're going to be just like your ex or whatever, you're holding on to that past, then you're destined for it to fail or not be as happy as it could be. So you have to be willing to just, if you like this person and they treat you good, then you have to be willing to step out on faith,
True.
and give them a chance to love you the way you deserve to be loved. But I think there's so many people out there that possibly aren't doing that,
Yeah.
and they're losing out on something really good.
Yep, I agree. Very well put, babe. Very well put.
Very well put.
These were good.
Really good.
I like these.
Yeah,
so it's if you guys are wondering, it's called Best Self is the name of the box set, and it's the intimacy set because they have a couple different other ones. We have another one which is more like general. It's like a general set, but I think they have a couple different ones. But yeah, it's a good one.
It's really good.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed our question session.
Yes, hopefully
we got to bring you one of these like once a month because
these are fun. Yeah, a good chance to just connect and but like I said, prayerfully the next one we will be next to each other. Yes. And again, we want to thank everybody for their well wishes and their prayers and their kind words and and their recommendations and ideas. Yep. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate we appreciate all of that. We appreciate just the community. Prayer works.
Sure does. That is amazing.
So, I always say that, whenever I don't know what to say or what to do, I try to do my best to just pray.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, pray. If you believe in God, then you can pray, and that's more than probably better than you could ever say anything.
Right. Anything that you can drum up and come up. Yeah.
You probably can just pray, and you're gonna bring a blessing upon whoever you're praying for. Yeah. Including yourself. So we appreciate it.
Yep. Absolutely. As always, we would love to hear from you in the comments. If you're watching this, let us know like what your favorite part was. Maybe answer some of the questions that we asked each other. We'd love to hear about it. Keep the conversation going. You can always tweet us at Let's Make Out Pod. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Let's Make Out Podcast. We do have a segment, Ask Gabe and Babe. We will be back with that next week where you guys send in your situations, your dilemmas, whatever it is that you'd like to get our opinion on. If you would like to submit, you can always email it to us at letsmakeoutpodcast@gmail.com with hashtag Ask Gabe and Babe as the subject line. We love hearing from you guys. And wherever you're listening to this, whatever platform, we would love it if you would take the time to review us. Tell us what you like about the show. This helps us to be, discovered by other people that are listening to podcasts that are similar. So we would really, really appreciate that. And make sure if you're listening, you come on over and watch this. Check us out on YouTube, put a face with the voice. And
Absolutely. And if you try any of our sponsors, if you've tried any of them, please let us know how you liked them down below.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In the comments. And as always, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching and listening or watching, whatever.
Or both.
Both. And we will talk to you
later.
Laters.
Bye, guys.
This is